Kaufman is alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at a new comic book, Ultimate Universe 1 Year In. This is a one shot by Marvel Comics. Got Dennis Camp doing the writing. Jonas Schraff is on the interior arts. Got Raphael Albuquerque doing the cover here. A cool homage to the Jim Steranko, Nick Fury, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. covers in the past. We got this kind of 60s looking spiral coming out of it here with all the characters of the Ultimate Universe within the design there. Again, I like how the Ultimate Universe comics always have the cover on the interior cover here instead of an ad like most Marvel comics, without the border, the branding border on it. Pretty cool. My copy here's got a little tear in it. I think my cat might have jumped on it when I wasn't looking, unfortunately. My cats are like supervillains to comic books. I've got to keep them boxed up or my cats will just tear them up. So there are some pretty cool variant covers to this comic too, actually. So I might keep this as like my reader copy and go buy another copy of this with a variant cover. Make sure I don't get one that's ripped or damaged. Because this was a pretty cool book. It's one I probably wouldn't mind owning another version of. The cover price is a bit much, though, for just one story. Although it's a thicker comic book. This is probably 32 pages, I'd say. I don't think this is a 40-pager. I could be wrong. I didn't count the pages. But anyway, this is set 1 year in the Ultimate Universe, like I said. There's some pretty cool things going on in the Ultimate Universe. Like there's this 2-year timer basically that's been set on this universe. So at the end of the next year, at this time next year, we should be getting kind of a big conclusion to all of these original starting off points and storylines. So, and you know, it's an alternate universe. It's a pocket universe within Marvel. I do get kind of some Age of Apocalypse vibes from this story at times, for sure. We got this map here, which is something Age of Apocalypse also did back in the day, where they had a giant map of the world and showed you who kind of is in control of what. Now, this is kind of different in this Ultimate Universe. We've got the Illuminati, who is in control of the world here. And they don't really have borders. They kind of just have, you know, merging territories here. And we've got Captain Britain's in control of the European coalition, which also has parts of North America, North America has been redistributed to different members of the council here. We've got like Magic, Colossus, and Omega Red in charge of the old Russian area. The Children of Eternal Light, which is like a Buddhist colony, so to speak, is controlled by Bruce Banner, the Hulk. We got Sunfire, Viper, and Silver Samurai in control of the Japanese area. Ra and Khonshu have got Africa here, the upper and lower kingdoms, it says, except for this one black dot, which is Wakanda, which is still sovereign. So, and we got Emmanuel DaCosta and the Hellfire Club down here. It's the father of Roberto DaCosta, the Sunspot from X-Force and New Mutants, but they own the South American territory down here. So Hickman, who is kind of the creator, Jonathan Hickman, of this whole Ultimate Universe, the brainchild of it, he loves maps and stuff, if you've ever read any comics by him. So a really creepy start to this. We've got this father with his kids. He's cooking a burger here. He says he's this guy named Keith Kincaid. He's 41 years old, which is super creepy because I turned 41 in a couple days. But he just made an offhand comment to a coworker about how he thinks the Ultimates maybe aren't terrorists, and this sent the Illuminati down to lightning strike him and kill him right in front of his family. And so we start to learn that there's this whole, you know, secret organization. Well, we already knew this, but they're interfering with human population, doing things like this, killing people who are dissidents without any sort of trial or jury, and then creating a narrative to explain why they were killed. You know, basically lies to control the public. So Now we got Nick Fury here. This is, the original 616 looking Nick Fury, which I think is kind of ironic because the Nick Fury that's like played by Samuel L. Jackson in the movies, the more recent Nick Fury that Marvel's been using, if I remember correctly, came out of the original Ultimate Universe. So kind of getting a return to the OG Nick Fury here in this new Ultimate Universe, which I think is kind of cool. We get some nice little Easter eggs here. Howard the Duck. I like there's a guy walking on the ceiling here. And Nick Fury's narrating all this. This is basically his final will and testament, this letter to anyone who will read it, he says. Basically talking about how he's working with the Illuminati. But he knows that what they're doing essentially is wrong, so he's kind of subversely working against them while working with them. So he's, the perfect spy, essentially. And he introduces himself to the council here, and, for readers who haven't picked up any Ultimate books, this is a good spot to kind of learn about the world and what's going on, who all the players are here. We get Fury explaining it wasn't always like this, though. I really like this splash page here. But he's talking about how, how things used to be until he met the Maker. And then things get kind of blurry. And I really like these panels here, showing like the progression of kind of normalcy into madness here. And now Fury is in control of this group called the Hand. You can see them all chanting his name, and he's kind of disturbed by it here. But the council's just bored by all of this. But we've got the Hand here, as opposed to S.H.I.E.L.D. And of course, the Hand was like the ninjas from Iron Fist and Daredevil. But we've kind of switched things around here. S.H.I.E.L.D. has become Hand. It stands for the Heroic Anomaly Neutralization Directorate. And the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier is now known as the Beast. And like I said, Nick Fury, he's kind of working against the Ultimates here, or working against the Illuminati, the Council here. And the Council's been framing the Ultimates as terrorists, using the media and their own sort of arm of propaganda called the narrative. And Fury keeps looking at his watch while he's having this conversation with all of these members of the council here. And they're not impressed by anything Fury has to say. And then he says, finally, maybe this will impress you. And he shows off that they've got sleeper agents all over the world, disguised as regular humans. Not even the members of the council know who it is. Fury suggests that one of the Ultimates is actually a traitor working for the Illuminati, which is interesting. They're setting up lots of little things here throughout this book for the next year, I feel like. So finally we find out that, Fury, he's trying to figure out where he stands basically in this world here. He knows that he's been doing the wrong things. He's been serving the Maker. He's betrayed everyone. He's killed Dum Dum Dugan, as we see here. He's killed the Inhumans. He's killed the Star Children. He says he keeps doing it for the greater good. He gave my life for the greater good. He says, which would make me a dead man, huh? And then we get initiate self-destruct sequence. He thinks he's got the council right where he wants him here. He's going to blow them all up. But they just all start laughing at him. He's really confused by what's going on here. They start mentioning the last time that this happened. And they're all kind of joking about how this keeps happening. And in a funny bit, Captain Britain is like, did you compose a confession this time, Nicholas? I particularly enjoy those. My name is Nick Fury, and this is my last confession. So they're just mocking him right before he's about to die here. He doesn't even know he doesn't realize what's going on. They have Raw just completely burn him up here. Get a cool splash page here of Fury burning up all the people he's killed throughout the years, kind of in silhouette behind him. Captain Britain, he's like, I never understand why the Maker continues to allow this. We see a Falcon suit here, as the Illuminati has kind of captured a Falcon suit, and they're reverse engineering it, trying to figure out some of the Ultimates technology. Because we've learned the Ultimates are using some technology that they don't quite understand yet. But we find out here at the end, the whole deal with Nick Fury is that the Maker has multiples of him, thousands of clones of Nick Fury. And apparently they keep doing the same thing, trying to destroy the Illuminati. So, and like Captain Britain said, he doesn't understand why the Maker is allowing this. But we see Ross say, I think the whole thing just makes him smile. And we see this picture of the Maker smiling over everything he's done here. So pretty dark. It didn't go where I was expecting. I mean, at one point, even Fury says to the Illuminati, what, you didn't expect this? Which, of course, they did. They just weren't letting on to Fury that they knew he was going to do this. But I like the way this story went, because at first, you kind of feel like, oh, Fury's working with the Illuminati. Okay. But then you quickly discover he's actually working, even though he's working for them, he's working against them. So, and then, of course, the big twist at the end, the reveal, is that this Nick Fury is just a clone, one of many. So everything he's been doing is just for nothing. And it's really dark. Kind of reminds me of, even though Dennis Camp is writing this, kind of reminds me of some Jonathan Hickman stuff for sure. Just kind of how dark and desolate it is. So then we get a preview of the new Ultimate Wolverine, which is another highlight of this book. We kind of learn that the mutants, these three mutants, Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red, have basically been put in charge of all mutants, and they're kind of trying to keep them all in their territory. And we learn that they've created their own Directorate X program, which is like a Weapon X program, obviously, where they're kind of creating their own weapon out of this mutant, this specimen that they found that can heal. We learned that there's a Omega level telepath that was the only one who could control this specimen so that they could add their enhancements to him, which is, of course, the adamantium skeleton. I kind of wonder if this telepath is going to end up being Jean Grey. I think that'd be interesting. And they reveal that he's called their Winter Soldier. So, again, kind of Age of Apocalypse vibes. Combining kind of two ideas into one here. I like this new Wolverine costume too. I like that his mouth is covered up. That's a nice addition there. So, I like this book. This was a good book. I like the Wolverine preview too. Cool cover. A good jumping on point for